So how will we relate to our spouse in heaven? Jesus answered that question in part very directly in Mark chapter 12, verse 25. Let me read it to you. When the dead rise, they will neither marry nor be given in marriage. They will be like the angels in heaven. Jesus said, when the dead rise, they will neither marry nor be given in marriage. They will be like the angels in heaven. One of the nagging questions Christians have about marriage is this: if we were married here on earth with God's blessing, why won't He allow us to be married in heaven? Or to put it another way, how will I relate to my spouse in heaven? Will we remember that we were married? Will we still be in love with each other? If we were not now, will we be then? Will we be free to be attracted to other people if our marriage on earth was a disappointment? You can see there's any number of questions. Well, let's admit that these questions about heaven and our relationships with others, particularly those about our spouse and our immediate family, Scripture is either silent or rather ambiguous about this. In other words, there is not a lot said that we can use to develop a clearly outlined or articulated theology of heaven when it comes to our spouse or immediate family members. Yet from what Scripture does teach us about heaven, and marriage in particular, we can know some things with certainty, and we can also find comfort. Let's start with Jesus' teaching about marriage when asked about a woman who had married 7 brothers in this lifetime. Each of them had died, and she remarried the surviving brother in order, I guess, of age. And eventually, in her lifetime, they all died. Jesus says clearly, in answer to this question, whose husband will she be in the resurrection? Jesus says clearly that people will neither marry nor be given in marriage in heaven. Well, the natural question then is, why not? Why won't people? If marriage is God's creation, as Genesis 2 teaches, and what He joins together, man is not supposed to separate or put asunder, why does marriage seem to vanish in heaven?